Hello and welcome back to Data Simplified, and today I have a video with more interview test questions for you. Today we're going to be looking at distribution, which could be used in a variety of different roles such as shipping roles, demand roles, planning roles, inventory based roles, even some warehouse roles and some commercial and sales roles. And these are the kinds of questions that I've typically given and received when distribution has been questioned in an interview. I've set this one up in a different format to our previous videos as well by giving us information sheets separate to a question sheet, because I think it's important for yourselves to obviously see all the different ways that you may be questioned in an interview. It's also important to note that with the information here, there are some definitions included on the information sheet, and that's because if you're doing this in person, the computer normally won't have access to the internet, so if there's a term that you don't know the meaning of, you won't be able to Google it. And if you're doing this on your own computer, because it will be timed and before you have to send it back to the interviewer, you probably won't have time to Google it, and that's why strict time limits are given. So without further ado, let's have a little look at our distribution information sheet. So title distribution, then it tells us about a couple of different types of distribution. So first of all, we have numeric distribution, which is how many stores stock a product. And then we have the formula for that, which is the total number of stores stocking divided by the total number of stores times 100. Now for formulas, they will normally be written using what you would use in Excel to generate the formulas. So the star for multiplication and the / for divide. However, I have used an X as a multiplication symbol there, like in handwritten multiplication, just to throw you guys off, as interviewers may do that to you as well. You can see later on that I've used the star to mean multiplication, just to confuse things further. Then we have the sterling distribution and the definition for that, which is weights the stores by importance according to sales. And then we have the formula for that, which is turnover of stores stocking divided by total chain turnover times by 100. So then let's have a little look at the distribution cues tab. So first of all, as I always say, look at your data first. So we have store number, and we've got 10 different stores, store turnover, and then what looks like a total. Always worth checking it is a total. To be kind today, I've left my formula in so that you guys can see it's a total. But if my formula wasn't there, what I'd recommend you doing is probably just in the box below here, just doing equals sum, open bracket, and just selecting all of the values and closing the bracket just to check that it is a total before deleting that. Then we have a column called T-shirts store A. So these are the T-shirts that have been sold in store A, and if the store sells them or not. So all the stores apart from 5, 6 and 8. 5, 6 and 9 appear to sell these T-shirts. And then tank tops, store B. And as you can see, only 5, 6 and 9 are selling these tank tops. Okay. And then at the bottom here, there seems to be some boxes with some values missing. The good thing though is that we have been given a value for numeric distribution for one of the columns and sterling distribution for the other. So if we're not confident in our answers, we can always work backwards. So question number 1 then, fill in the numeric distribution in the yellow box. So that would be this box here. So let's go back to our information sheet to see how we do that. So numeric distribution, total number of stores stocking divided by total number of stores times 100. So total number of stores stocking for A, so I'm going to put equals, and 7 stores are stocking, so 7. Just going to hit enter because I've forgotten the second half of the formula. So total number of stores stocking divided by the total number of stores. So we'll go back in here, equals 7 divided by 10 because that's the total number of stores. And it does say times 100. However, here I've been very kind and I've already put the figures to percentages, which is what we're expecting. So we don't need to times 100 in this scenario. I will show you what happens if they weren't there as percentages. So we'll just click enter and we get 70%. And just to reassure us, obviously 30% and 70% equal 100%, which is all the stores. Now, if I hadn't formatted that numeric distribution to be a percentage, we'd have to do equals 7, the number of stores stocking, divided by 10, the total number of stores, times by 100 in order to get 70 for 70%. And just for best practice, because of bid mass, we should probably put the division part of this formula into brackets. And there you go, 70. That's question 1 done. Question 2, fill in the sterling distribution percentage in the yellow box. So let's look at our information sheet to see how we do that. So turnover of stores stocking divided by total chain turnover times 100. So turnover of total stores stocking. So the turnover of the total stores stocking is equals, I'm going to do this as a sum. So the turnover is going to be 5, 6, and then number 9 as well. So that's our combined turnover. Just do it like that so it's a little bit easier for Excel to understand. Obviously it's put it as a percentage because that's the cell I formatted the cells. So it's turnover of stores stocking divided by total chain turnover, and this is where our total box comes in handy. So then we can just divide that by the total chain turnover that we know is right because we checked it earlier, hit enter and you get 19%, and again 81% plus 19% is 100%, so we know that's right. And if you want to check it separately at the side again by timesing by 100, you can do. Again, these might seem like quite basic questions, but it's again a test as well as of your mathematical ability and your knowledge of your chosen field. It's also an attention to detail test, as in can you successfully read correctly, not feel too pressured under time in order to remain accurate and correct with your answers, and make sure that you get the formulas correctly and that you're double checking your answers. So there's a lot of different mini tests going on at the same time as always. And finally, which product out of A and B would you expect to sell more of? So that seems like quite an open question, but initially it would be ultimately the product that's stocked in the most stores and has the highest turnover, which we can see from the percentages is going to be product A. So the answer to that would be product A. If it's a bit tighter and you've done numerical sterling distribution, I would always total both up and see which product has the higher percentages on both. It could be really, really tight, but always go which one has the higher percentages on both the distributions. So thank you very much for watching today's interview questions on distributions. I will link my other interview distribution questions videos down the description box down below in case you want to view those. And if there are any sort of specific Excel interview questions relating to this that you want me to cover, please let me know in the comments down below and I'll make a video. Thank you for watching.